If you spend a lot of time looking for Paladin content on YouTube, I'm sure you saw a while back all the hate or controversy or whatever you want to call it going around about people, including myself, talking about the one-button macro for rep Paladins that they was using on private servers tried to carry over into sort of retail, Wrath of the Lich King. Now, as we all know, one-button macros for classes, they've historically worked and they can do what they need to do. If you physically can't do your rotation better than the macro can because maybe you're just a bit slow on pressing your buttons or you get flustered on boss mechanics or whatever it is, whatever the reasoning for it is, then use the one-button macro. Why not? If it means you can focus more on the mechanics. I never use one-button macros for anything, mainly for my own enjoyment of the game. Because as a rep Paladin, if we was to use that as a specific example, there's not that much to do already, so just pressing one button would make it even more boring than it already is. I couldn't sleep last night, and about 4 o'clock in the morning, I was trawling through old Elitist Jerks posts from 2008, and I stumbled across a macro which many of you may already use. I genuinely don't know. I had a quick Google search just looking to see if anyone's posted it on Reddit or anything like that, and I haven't actually seen it anywhere or seen it discussed, but I'm sure on the Paladin Discord, I don't live on there, I check in now and again, but I'm sure on the Paladin Discord this has probably been brought up because I don't really know why I haven't used this before. Now, whilst the prop Paladin rotation isn't particularly difficult, this one-button prop macro, literally, I cannot get it to foul. It uses Judgement of Wisdom, then Shield of Righteousness, then Holy Shield, then Hammer of Righteousness, then Consecrate, then Shield of Righteousness, Judgement of Wisdom, Hammer of Righteousness. So it goes through the basic 9-6-9 rotation flawlessly. Now, I stood at the dummy just playing about with this. I've not actually used it in a raid, but quite honestly, I can't see how it would not work in a raid setting. Even if you need to throw in Holy Wrath, it don't use Avenger's Shield for you because you might want to time that to specifically interrupt a range mob to get them to you or something like that. So it is only the basic rotation, but you could literally put this on a button on its own and still open with things that you want to open with and then just revert to this once it's stabilized. But it's literally flawless. It just does your basic rotation and all you need to do is spam one button and you'll never miss anything important. I'm showing you this as holy purely because I'll have more mana and I won't go and you'll see that it works as you would expect. If I just pop Divine Plea and then start spamming 2, you might hear my keyboard clicking away in the background, but so I've got Divine Plea up. Sorry, I messed up at the start there. How do you mess up a one-button macro? Yeah, I pressed the wrong button. That's not even a joke. So literally, we'll go target dummy. Apologies again, because you probably will hear my keyboard clicking away in the background, but literally all I do is spam 1. It opens with Judgment, it's using Shield of Righteousness, it's using Holy Shield, it absolutely does everything. And now, as long as I just spam that, it will literally use everything on cooldown with no delay at all. If you want to focus more on the mechanics as the tank and looking at what people are doing and calling things out or whatever you want to do, you know, maybe you're the raid leader and the tank, for fights like Patchwork or anything like that where you don't need to time your Consecrate for when ads come in or anything like that, which you rarely need to do anyway, this is just perfect. So I was thinking about how I would potentially use this on things like Trash. So let's say you just had this as number 1. It doesn't matter where it is. We'll say number 1. You had number 2 as Holy Shield on its own, so you can just pop it before you run in, for example, because it's not going to use it straight away. And maybe when you run in with Seal of Command up, you want to open with like Hammer of the Righteousness just to do a bunch of threat to all of them. This won't open with that. Obviously, this does like the optimal single target rotation, if you like. It judges first, so you get your Libram proc up, and then just continues on from there. So while I actually think you probably could use this for everything, Trash with Seal of Command on, even though you're opening with Judgment, you're still going to cleave everything. I genuinely think you could probably raid all of Nax, or all of Ulduar, all of Tok, all of Ice, all of Wrath, pressing 1 button. Again, you need to use Avenger's Shield and stuff like that, Divine Plea, your cooldowns, but you never need to worry about pressing any of your core rotational abilities again. Now, I'm sure this may get some hate. You might be in the comments like, well, I could do it better than the macro can. Do me a favour and just use it. Just try it. Go in a dungeon and try it, or on Patchwork. I mean, ultimately, for something like Patchwork, this is ideal. You know, if you've just got to stand somewhere and just nuke, just spamming this one button so you can be looking at everything else and calling stuff out in the raid, I honestly see it as a beautiful thing. For those of you that don't know, I'm not actually tanking anymore. I've been main spec healer now for just over a month, maybe 6 weeks, something like that. Got to get out of Battlenet. No, that's not why I went holy. One of our holy paladins quit, so I've gone holy. But if I was tanking still, I genuinely would use this for, maybe not for all fights, but maybe not for trash, but there's a lot of use cases for it. But if I actually got to test this properly, and I was to go and tank Nax, for example, tonight, and I genuinely could just spam that one button all the way through the raid, I'd be pretty happy. I'd just sit and watch Netflix, or watch some more Yellowstone. Actually, if you haven't seen Yellowstone, you should absolutely watch that. Amazing TV series. Maybe I should start a TV series channel. That'd be good. In the comments, what do you think? Should we start a TV series channel and all we talk about is episode reviews and stuff? I'd love that. I love watching telly and playing WoW. Combine the two. I don't know. Anyway, cheers. Bye.